Welcome to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to being well-informed. Today we're taking a really profound journey into Gabriel Garcia Marquez's huge novel, 100 Years of Solitude. I mean, this isn't just any book, it's a real literary landmark. It first came out back in 1967, and it's just captivated readers ever since. So our mission today for this deep dive is to unpack why. Why does this novel still hit so hard globally? And explore some of its really unique elements. If you've ever felt, maybe a bit overwhelmed by a truly epic story or wondered how authors weave magic into reality, well, this deep dive is definitely for you.
And it absolutely is an epic 100 Years of Solitude. Yeah, it's often called a magical realist masterpiece.
Yeah.
But it's so much more than just a great story. It's a really deep exploration of human themes that go way beyond the specific setting or characters, touching on, fundamental parts of our shared experience.
Okay, let's unpack this then. For anyone new to it, Macondo, this sprawling story, where does it even begin?
Right. It all kicks off in this fictional, kind of isolated town, Macondo, founded by the patriarch, José Arcadio Buendía. And from there, the narrative just unfolds. It follows the fortunes and, well, misfortunes of the Buendía family over several generations. What's really compelling is how the family's journey is so tangled up with Macondo's own history. Its rise, its fall, it mirrors the family.
So the town and the family, they're sort of intertwined.
Exactly. The Buendia story basically becomes a microcosm for the town itself. It reflects their core struggles, against history, against fate, even against their own, personal demons. It's this continuous, often repeating dance between the family and their world.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me. The book is famous for magical realism. So for someone maybe not familiar with Garcia Marquez, what does that actually mean? How does he make the impossible seem so, well, real?
Yeah, magical realism. In Garcia Marquez's hands, it's this seamless blend. You've got fantastic supernatural things happening right alongside everyday life, and they're presented so matter-of-factly, it's almost mundane.
Mundane. How so? Give me an example.
Okay, think about ghosts, right? Or other supernatural stuff, extraordinary events. They're just woven into the daily fabric, no big deal made about them. Like Remedios the Beauty. Stunning woman in the family. She just floats up to heaven one afternoon while folding sheets.
Seriously, just floats away.
Floats away. And it's described with the same kind of tone as someone, going to the market. And the key thing is the characters' reactions. Often, they're incredibly ordinary about these magical events. That's part of its power.
Wow. So the characters themselves just sort of accept it, take it in stride. That really does challenge your perception of reality, doesn't it?
It does.
So what's the effect, for the reader? What does that technique achieve?
Well, it creates this dreamlike, almost hallucinatory atmosphere. Definitely challenges your perceptions. It profoundly blurs the lines, between what's real and what's fantasy. But it's not just escapism. For Garcia Marquez, magical realism often feels like the most realistic way to portray, well, the often absurd, sometimes violent, dreamlike reality of Latin American history and politics, where unbelievable things did happen.
Ah, okay. So it connects to a deeper reality in a way.
Exactly. So it impacts your experience by making you question what's real, what's imagined, and how easily those two things can, coexist.
So it's through this incredible lens, this magical realism, that he gets at some really profound, timeless human stuff. What are some of those big ideas he explored?
Oh, the novel is incredibly rich. So many timeless themes. First, there's the whole cyclical nature of time. You see Buendía experiences repeating themselves over and over. It powerfully reflects this idea that history repeats itself. Maybe that we're doomed to repeat it if we don't confront the past.
Right, that recursive loop you mentioned.
Exactly. It traps the family. It makes you think about patterns you see in your own life or in society, right? Then there's love and family. The relationships in the Buendía family, they're incredibly complex, central. It shows love in all its forms destructive, yes, but also its redemptive power. And solitude, linked right to the title. It's a huge, pervasive theme. So many characters struggle with feeling isolated, disconnected, which, really reflects a broader human experience.
That feeling of being alone even when surrounded by family.
Precisely. And finally, Macondo itself. Its whole evolution, its eventual downfall. That serves as this potent mirror for larger themes. History, progress, the impact of outside forces on a community.
And these big themes, time, love, solitude, they really come alive through the characters, don't they? Who are some of the key figures we should know, the ones who really carry these struggles?
Absolutely. Well, you have José Arcadio Buendía, the patriarch. He embodies this boundless curiosity, inventiveness, but also hubris, a kind of dangerous pride, like his obsession with alchemy, trying to turn metal into gold.
Right, the inventor gone a bit mad.
Sort of. And his wife, Ursula Iguaran, she's this incredible matriarch, a real symbol of stability, continuity. She holds that chaotic family together for generations, just sheer force of will. And then later in the novel, Aureliano Babylonia becomes really significant. He embodies themes of solitude, definitely, but also this intense search for knowledge, for meaning.
Okay. Beyond the story, the actual writing, people always talk about how remarkable Garcia Marquez's writing is. How would you describe it? Because I know some people find it maybe a bit dense at first.
It can seem dense, yeah, but what's captivating is his mastery of language. It's poetic, deeply evocative, and surprisingly humorous sometimes, often in a very dry way. He has this distinct narrative voice. It blends myth, legend, historical record, all into one flow.
That flow, you mean those famously long sentences.
Exactly. These incredible winding sentences. They can go on for pages without a paragraph break. It's almost like a river pulling you along, mirroring that relentless flow of time and fate in Macondo. The humor often comes from that matter-of-fact way he describes completely absurd events. You kind of chuckle at the sheer audacity of it all. It creates this incredibly rich, immersive world. You feel like you're in Macondo.
Yeah, you don't just read it, you experience it. And of course, this deep dive wouldn't be complete without touching on its huge influence. This book had a massive impact on literature, didn't it?
It's profound. It influenced generations of writers around the world. And it absolutely cemented Garcia Marquez's reputation as, well, a literary giant, no question.
Translated into so many languages, won countless awards, including the Nobel Prize for Literature, which Garcia Marquez received in 1982.
Yeah, which really underlines its status. It's a must-read for anyone interested in exploring the depths of, the human experience, a real testament to the power of storytelling.
So you just got a shortcut to understanding why 100 Years of Solitude is so celebrated. A masterpiece of magical realism, still resonating today. As we've talked about, this novel digs deep into that idea of history repeating itself, how the characters get trapped in these cycles. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What does it mean for us, maybe personally or collectively, when patterns from the past seem to echo in our present? And how do we even tell the difference between the mundane and the magical in our own lives? Maybe finding something profound in the ordinary, just like the Buendías did in their extraordinary world. Something to think about.